Coming up on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City after show.
I was like, I'm gonna let everybody know what kind of friend you are. I went all out for your husband's birthday and you haven't said a f***ing word.
I just don't understand why this is the first Jen was ever hearing about any expenses, any bills. Thought that was a little bit odd.
A grown-ass man created a Finsta account to troll Lisa.
In a manger. I was just kind of like beyond grossed out, repulsed.
I just still did not believe her that she had no idea about these accounts. She liked the comment 60 seconds after it was posted.
The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City after show starts now.
Earlier this season, we learned that your husband, Chris, created an account called Shah Exposed.
As a 52-year-old man, please judge me later, but I created a fake account.
How did you find out that he was the person behind it?
So Jen called me and said, hey, Lisa's calling me, getting me super upset about some account that she's claiming your husband created. And I'm like, well, that doesn't surprise me. People call me all the time and tell me the shit Lisa's saying about me. She says it's Chris Harrington and it's called Shah Exposed or something and that I should sue you. I'm like, sue me for what? Felt dramatic.
There wasn't just one account. He had a couple of accounts. And one was called the Mary's Apostles. The other one was Shah Exposed. And I felt like based on what they were posting on various Bravo blog pages, I'm like, somebody has to be very vested in me and Angie to even be making these comments. So I asked my cousin, who's much younger, very smart, I said, how do you find out like who runs these accounts? And she's like, oh, there's a TikTok hack. You can easily look it up. And so she figured it out in like 5 minutes that it was Chris Harrington. And then I was just kind of like beyond grossed out, repulsed, and upset.
She goes, I'm just calling you because Coach told me to call you and just talk it out. And it doesn't sound like something you guys would do, but I just want to talk it out. I'm like, no, I'm so glad you called. Anytime you have a question, call me. So I said, look, it doesn't sound like something he would do, but let me call him and ask him. And so I called Chris and I just said, hey, this is what I'm hearing from Jen. And he immediately was like, yeah, that was me. And I was like, what the bleepity bleep, you know?
I just still did not believe her that she had no idea about these accounts. And maybe the fact that she liked the comment 60 seconds after it was posted. What are the odds that you're just going to run into a comment on social media when you follow thousands of people? Like, she knew it was going up.
I follow the account he had commented on, and I had seen the comment, and I was like, hallelujah. The caterer had been what I believed meddled with. I got a call like 5 hours later from the caterers, and they were like, we have to pull out. And so I was relieved someone finally knew the truth, so I liked the comment. I was like, hell yes, that's what happened. But they used that as, oh, you knew about the account, you were in on it. Absolutely not true. And I actually, you know, I can't convince them of that. And I don't really care to, because I know that I had nothing to do with that. And I know my husband was trying to protect me.
In my marriage, Justin and I know what's going on in each other's lives. Like, it's hard for me to really think that Chris would do that alone and she not know about it.
And what I found interesting is I remember Whitney had told me Angie K had trolled her online and made fun of her and called her a Karen, and she and Jen had both trolled her. So it felt very hypocritical to me. I felt like these girls wanted to take me down. They didn't have much on me, and they ran with what they had.
What were you thinking when Angie K brought up Coach Shah's party in the Sprinter van?
Oh, hell no.
I went all out for your husband's birthday, which it was only supposed to be at my house. I was supposed to open up my house, not open up my wallet, and you haven't said a f***ing word, not even a thank you card.
True. You were just singing this woman's praises 6 minutes ago. This is a U-turn that was not approved and is illegal.
I've been super organized with this and with Sharif's party. I had to plan the whole party, and I paid for that entire party.
No, you did not.
What did you pay for? I had held on to the fact that she not only had not paid me back for her husband's birthday party, I gave Jen 3 months to make it right, And she completely avoided the topic. She even went dark on me for a while until ski day. I was going to take this to the grave and just reside to the fact that I was never going to get the money back and I was going to pay for her husband's birthday party for her. Then instead of bringing me into the group, she totally humiliated me in front of the group.
Let's do this.
Are you serious, Jen?
Yeah, I'm serious.
I was like, if this is how you're going to repay me, I'm going to let everybody know what kind of friend you are.
Yeah, I mean, look, there are different circumstances where someone can say, I'm going to open up my home for you to throw a party, or I'm going to host a party. You know, I didn't get a bill from Jen for my birthday party, nor was I expecting one. She offered to host a party for me, so she did. If, in fact, Angie was opening her home up, that's another story. Usually you say to someone, if you're just trying to be the helpful friend, like, what's your budget?
Can you approve net 15 terms? You know, there's conversations that happen.
I just don't understand why this is the first Jen was ever hearing about any expenses, any bills, any decisions, anything. I thought that was a little bit odd.
Maybe the timing wasn't right, but you know what? Why should I be put in the position to even have to ask a friend to be reimbursed for a party that she said she would pay for? The agreement was that she would only use my house. I even tried to set up our club that we're a member of for her to have the party there, and she insisted that it was at my home. I have this all on text. She also made a very interesting comment to me. She said, Heather's good with you coming on the trip because she knows about, you know, how much money you spent on Sharif's party. It was very manipulative, and I said to myself, wow, are you trying to tell me that you have told Heather that I'm paying for the party? I know Heather never had this discussion. She was using this as a manipulation tactic to me. You are not planning on paying me back, so you're trying to like take this whole new twist on things.
I had been there for the like walkthrough when we were planning the party, and it seemed to me very much so a repeat of how Jen threw a birthday party for you. And Angie wanted the opportunity to have kind of a housewarming for her new house and throw a birthday party for Coach Shah.
Didn't have a housewarming party yet, so this is sort of.
This will be it.
This is going to be it.
We can like turn up.
Turn it up. We can have fun.
And it was, you know, a dual purpose. We didn't go over terms or numbers during that event. Like, well, this is $7 a plate, so if you have 150 guests, and this is $9 a plate.
I did wind up planning it and doing all the work because Jen was MIA on me that week. She didn't show up to the tasting. She didn't return my call. She was not making any steps to plan the party. And I had 60 people coming over. I had no choice but to lock everything down on my card and make all the phone calls. All Jen knew what she was doing for the party was what she was wearing.
Yeah, there would be no pork, no shellfish.
That's the best octopus I've ever had.
I'm allergic to shellfish, so I can't.
I'll eat it for you.
And a lot more, what's Jen's favorite? I was gonna say Vita, but I didn't. I looked in her eyes and thought, better not say Vita.
Well, no, you could say Vita. That's just not her favorite. I don't know what to tell you.
Is it anyone's favorite?
I can't even speak to what anyone
I can't
thinks.
either. I don't know.
I have
I'm
no
not
idea.
a tequila drinker. I wish I were, because I would love to support her. I would.
Meredith, you have been known on this show for loving a bubble bath.
You're in the bathtub?
Yeah. Catch me up without your toe in my butt.
All I care about is a closet and a bathtub.
I'm definitely a little bath obsessed. For me, it's just like a way to unwind, to relax, to kind of like let things go. I'm not a good self-soother, so.
This is interesting to me because at the end of our phone conversations, I can always hear you drawing a bath. And I'm like, are you drawing a bath? I don't even know if that's the term. And she's like, why, yes, I am taking a bath. Is that to come down from our conversations, or am I just like guiding you into a zenful state?
You're guiding me into
That's
a
what I
zenful
want. That's what I
state.
hope to
Of
believe.
course,
But I can hear
you're
the
like
water running.
the
I'm just
beginning.
like,
I think the water is always running.
she likes to take baths around happy hour. Like literally, it's like 4:35, and I'm like, oh, your day's over? You're gonna bathe in rose water and then sleep on a satin pillow?
No, that means we're just changing outfits, moving on to evening.
Yeah, she takes a bath in milk and rose petals.
What makes for a perfect bath?
Perfect bath. Okay. So first of all, you have to have like a good tub. Like a shallow tub doesn't cut it, because then you're cold and it's not nice. So good tub is number one.
Okay.
Hot water is number two.
I mean, this is groundbreaking. Hot water and a container of sorts, okay? Here we go.
And then like, you've got to have something to add in depending on like your sitch. So if I have sore muscles, you want like lavender scented Epsom salt. If I want like some bubble bath, or you know, you have to have, or like bath fizz. I like a little scent.
Do you do bath bombs, like the colorful bath bombs? Do you ever make a TikTok out of your bath bombs?
No, I've never
That's a
done
big,
that.
I mean, you should try it.
That's a good idea.
Up your content. If you're taking so many baths, I'll get you some bath bombs.
Well, that's okay.
Homemade,
You know, I do
'cause I'm
have
me,
I do
but-
have a bath collection coming out.
What?
So I'm not doing bath bombs, but I'm doing bath fizz.
Can we just put a 1-800 number? But not that, there's more.
But wait, there's more.
You buy a $14,000 gold band, you get a bath bomb from her collection for free.
That's the part of the disengage.
That's genius.
The lavender bath product.
Oh my gosh, I'm disengaging. I hate baths, but I mean the concept
That's going
I
to
love.
take a minute. We're just developing it.
Well, I'm into it.
So Heather, how do you think choir auditions went?
Oh, when the saints go marching in.
Away in a manger.
How sweet.
Yes, Jen.
Okay, get your mic, girl. This one I cut
I wasn't
right
even,
from the
I
gate.
wasn't even permitted to audition.
Yeah, no. See, I did have some discretion. I want to be very clear. I told you could be on the poster and that you could lip sync, but you could not truly sing. Think of the crowd that's going to show up. If I go to New York, half of New York's going to show up just to see her singing.
You see how many
I have a
people I can
built-in
draw?
audience.
Whitney says she can't sing a note, so I was like, let's dance, girl. Let's do something we can do.
Oh, when the saints go marching
Oh, a triple.
Oh my God, what the hell was I thinking? Looking back, I kind of think it's just embarrassing, but I did it, and I chose to show up for Heather in hopes that it would help the long-term relationship and keep things moving forward in the right direction. The choir is this sense of community, and I think that's what Heather was missing, so I honor that for her. But I thought, once again, it was pretty tone deaf for her to not realize that I'm just left the Mormon church finally after 13, 14 years of trying. Holy shit.
Do you feel like there's anything there for you?
Babe, I can't sign this fast enough. And I'm going through all of this trauma from the church, from my family. I was in a very abusive situation, but I just stuffed it so deep that I blocked all memory of it.
You?
And we're singing Mormon hymns.
If this is what Heather needs to do to feel connected to a culture, then I want to support her for it. I want to support Heather Gay
Oh, okay.
on her mission for spirituality her own way. And I'll show up. You know, I'm on my own spiritual journey, and I think it's a consummate thing, and it changes by year, by day, by what your personal needs are.
So I was originally supposed to be a judge. Heather and I had very extensive conversations about it. I was really looking forward to having that level of power. And I arrived and found out that I got to be like assistant number 5,000 and whatever to Jen Shah.
Very
Meredith, are you wanting me to be the assistant?
No, you're
Now I went from judge to assistant?
You were the number one assistant. You were a handler, the number one primo fasci assistant. And I wanted you more
I just
for
wanted the
costumes.
power. That was all I wanted.
I know power is it is awesome. I was going to say it's addicting, but it's intermittent for me, so it's more like a slot machine, which I guess makes it more addicting.